All right, so I'm going to kick this off.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to have a look at who's got the highest wit score quickly between the two of you guys. I'll open that up on my other screen, just so it'll be easier. So pop
Mine's only 2.
Okay, Mark, your wit is 6. Hot diggity dog. All right, so Mark, you get to sort of explain to us all where's your character coming from, and just a reminder, let's keep it third person because it's so we don't go into the realm of awkward because sometimes first person can become a little bit awkward. So we'll keep it hardcore, keep it third person, and just describe what state your character is at the moment, his age, where is he coming from, where is he headed, and what's he trying to achieve. Just in a nutshell, just gives us a little capsule of what he's doing, and then if you can from that lead into him entering Bree, and I'll take up from there once he steps into Bree.
Okay. I have to find like his background. Do I need to also state that one?
Yep. So in your background, so basically share your background because you've wrote it, I've read it, you've read it. So just share with Brett. I already know it, but share with us all, and we also captured it in our audio journal, sort of who your character is and what's happening, where is he coming from, and why is he coming to Bree? Why did he come to Bree and the Prancing Pony?
Okay, nice. Okay, so I think this will go beyond like a minute, but I'll try my best. So my character is an elf from Mirkwood. His name is Galantir, and he has an older sister named Farron. They lost their father in the Battle of the Five Armies, and both look out for each other. And his sister is one of the finest archers in Mirkwood, and trained by their father. Taught him everything she knew. Galantir was also naturally gifted with a bow, but could not beat his sister in archery practice. So one day, he went out by himself with a new bow in hand. It was a gift from Farron, his sister, to which he was like really excited to test out in the deep forests. But as nimble and fast as elves are, he was not able to notice the trap under his foot. In an instant, he was snagged by a huge net and captured by a mob of orcs led by Guntuk, their leader. So he was tied, mocked, and beaten to an inch of his life until he saw 2 arrows quickly taking out the orcs beside him. He saw 5 more orcs go down with arrows to their face, and it was Farron. She quickly rushed and went for Galantir to untie him, but suddenly out of the shadows, Guntuk appeared. He yelled at Farron to warn her, only to see a long spear pierce through his beloved sister. Crying, bloodied, and barely conscious, he could not do anything as he saw his sister drop to the ground. A few more orcs arrived. Guntuk walked towards him, and without mercy, he took a long and heavy swipe to his right elven eye with nails as sharp as knives, and he blacked out. A few hours later, he woke up to the sound of footsteps. It was the Mirkwood elves securing the area and taking him back home. As he was carried by his people, he looked back and saw only his bow broken into 2 pieces, with no sign of the only family he's got. He was treated and nursed back to full health, but for reasons unknown, the facial scars he sustained from Guntuk never healed, and he gradually lost sight to his right eye. The Mirkwood elves lost one of their finest archers and see it as Galantir's fault for going out, risking himself with his inexperience.
Damn.
And with a heart filled with shame, regret, and anger, he left Mirkwood in hopes to seek Farron and exact vengeance on Guntuk, including those that stand in his way. So that's basically the background of his of my character.
Okay.
And
so there's more to that Mark and I know. Mark can maybe share. You don't have to share that now. We've just maybe when your characters meet, you can find out a little bit more because there is a bit more to that. But I'll just set the time of day. It's evening. I've just did a time of day check and it is evening. So Mark's going to you'll walk into Bree and you'll just take in all the sights. He's got his cloak on. He's trying to conceal his elvish sort of culture, his elvish presence, because elves, even though this is Middle Earth, elves are quite reserved, and seeing one is still a delight, and it causes quite excitement by most. So he's trying to just remain unseen, and he just hears the wagons going through Bree, sludging through a little bit of old rain puddles that are still sitting there keeping the ground moist, but the rain has subsided. There's lanterns all over the place, and you can hear people laughing and chuckling, and his elf senses are just picking up everything, just on high alert, and he's essentially come to Bree in search of someone that, okay, I won't disclose that yet, but he's going to essentially walk through the streets and make his way to the prancing pony. And Mark, what you want to do once he's going to enter in there, and I'm actually going to just hand over to Brett from here. But essentially, he just walks in, and the prancing pony's just got this bright light shining out the doors, and you can just see the warmth and laughter. But there are some queer characters walking out, and some standing around the corner. So as lively and warm as this place is, you can see it's got a gritty and hard side to it too. And as that Galanther enters Prancing Pony. So I'll go over to Brett, your character Jadal. Could you just introduce us?
Yeah, thanks, man.
So could I just say your try to keep a part of that story in your back pocket for when your character meets.
No, definitely.
Cool.
Basically, Jadal is a 19-year-old man from around the Mirkwood area, just sort of south of the Forest Gate. But basically, he has been the messenger for that region. He's known as Jadal the Swift because a few years back, him and his mate were mucking around, climbing trees and being stupid as teenagers are. And his friend fell and broke his hip. Jadal ran down. He ran about 10 kilometres back to where he knew the closest healer was, and brought the healer and a few more people of the clan out and rescued his friend. So from that day, he was known as the Swift, and his friend was known as the Clumsy. And ever since that time, he's been used by all of the people around that area, essentially, as a messenger. He brings news. Because he's constantly on the road and wandering back and forth between different places, he's got a pretty good idea of what goes on, and he always reports that back to the chieftain and things like that. So he is coming to Bree to deliver a message, essentially. He's got a message to deliver to the barkeep that he's been told about at the Prancing Pony. Butterbar is what he's been told. Butterboer. He's got to go and meet. Yeah, so he's got to go and meet Butterboer and pass on a message, and he's not sure what he's going to do then. He's just got to rip in and deliver the message.
Okay, excellent. So, did you cover who gave you the message?
No, I haven't mentioned that.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, so Jadal, you've covered that it's your character's culture, right?
Yeah, he's a man. He's Bjorning. Yeah, he's a Bjorning man. Yeah, sorry, Bjorning is his culture. Yeah.
All right, so it's quite this hardy character. To be able to hold your own around Bjornings, you have to be quite a gruff kind of character at heart. And Jadal holds his own, still young, but able to sort of stand his ground with these sort of giant, burly guys.
Yes.
and he makes his way into Bree, fitting quite in, not concealing his attire, although he's quite rugged and rough, and he does get a few stares from the locals, and by no means are these locals prim and proper, but Bjornings, don't prioritize their cleanliness or wearing the latest attire. So he's just got the essentials on and catches a few glances as he enters the prancing pony.
Excellent.
Cool. So entering into the prancing pony, you guys, this is Mark at the highest wit. Mark, what would you like to do once you've entered the prancing pony? Because once you come inside, I'm going to tell you who you see, and you can decide what you want to do from there.
Okay, so basically,
just one sec.
entering.
One sec. I'll just tell you who you see quickly.
Okay.
Okay. So as you enter, I'm going to draw your attention to the campaign content, and just click on the third image that shows you the prancing pony. So if you pop that image open, you'll see the complete layout of the prancing pony and what's inside each room. So once you enter,
which image?
Under campaign content, it's the third image, no, fourth image.
Yeah, it's the big map. Yeah.
That cream map. All right. So you essentially are walking into the is it the common room? Yeah. So you enter the common room. Essentially, just the prancing pony is an inn, so it accommodates people staying over, but it also caters for some drinking and just generally almost like a tavern. So there are other taverns like the Green Dragon, but this is an inn and a tavern mixed together. And they've got places at the back for your stables, and they've got quarters for the staff. They've got a brewery and a cellar. They're quite geared for travelers. So when you walk in, you're in area number 1 called the common room. So as you enter the common room, you're going to see... You scroll up here. Alright. Yep, I'm here. I'm just going through my notes here. So you're gonna see this old female. She's a Breelander, not from any of the villages. She's not actually that old. She looks old, but there's a part of her that you look at her and you can actually see she probably looks like she's in her 30s, but something about her looks like she could be 15 years old. So life's been hard on her. Okay, so you see her hanging around the front area, and there's an old dwarf, a male dwarf there from the lonely. Well, I won't disclose too much, but there's an old dwarf traveler standing in the entrance as well.
Yep.
And we've got a female hobbit also standing there. You are... What's your actions there? So you've seen these, was it 1, 2, 3 individuals standing at the entrance, and you can hear there's some staff in the back quarters, getting beers ready. And there's these 3 individuals in the front entrance with a couple of more people around the sides and around some tables, which, if you choose to, you can examine, and there are plenty more people for you to examine, but these 3 are the first to catch your eye. What would you like to do once you've entered the prancing pony?
So, Galanthier's mindset right now is basically just grab some mead and talk around people and gain info on anything, particularly
okay.
work locations or something like that. So,
all right. So you grab a table. You just sit there quietly. You just got your head down. Just kind of
with my,
yep.
With my cloak, with my robe.
Yep. and you're just listening to conversations, eavesdropping, and let's have a look here.
Shall I choose not to talk to people?
That's totally up to you. But so let's have a look here. A Breelander comes up to you, and he asks you if you want a drink. Without going into the minutiae of everything, I'm just gonna role play. I would just fill in the gaps and just say that you order a drink, and you're sitting there waiting, listening to the conversations, deciding who to approach, or you just absorbing your surroundings and the situation. So then I'll leave you there at the table, and then I want to describe Jadal coming in. Jadal, so you let me just grab here. Keeping track of the NPCs here.
That's okay.
So you come in and you see this cloaked character. It's the first character that catches your eye. You can see he's chosen a position of sitting next to the pillar, which is casting shadow on him. But there's just something about him that... Let me actually just ask you to do let me just check the table quickly. Let me not just fill in too many blanks here. I want to ask you to do a roll to see if you actually do see him.
Yeah. Awareness?
Let's have a look. Would that be... So you would have awareness or...
Insight?
Yeah, I would say awareness. Awareness, go for it.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
Are you familiar with the dice system that I've added, Navi? Do you know how to use Navi, or do you just want to... Let's try to get used to Navi. I'll try to do a dice roll quickly in campaign content. I'm just going to quickly see what the commands are for Navi, and we can just do an awareness roll for you. So there. So you say roll, and then I think 2. Say roll 2. And I'm going to try one. Just give it a go. Say /roll 2 in the.
Oh, I see. So if I say roll, 2. Yep. Perfect.
So do that in the campaign content section. So /roll 2.
Go back down here, and I can just do that here. /roll 2.
Okay.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. So the target number was 14. That's a standard number, and you rolled awareness. So that's a fail. So you actually would have seen him, but he's actually sitting in the shadows, and this elf has managed to successfully dodge your gaze. He has successfully just sat in the shadows, and he's doing his thing. So you walk in and you see the same 3 characters and a whole bunch of other ones sitting along the sides of this tavern. What would you like to do?
Okay.
Jadal.
I will. So Jadal is going to make his way through the inn, circumnavigating groups of people just so that he can not be as... not sort of stand out. He wants to kind of blend in a little, and he'll go up to the bar, and using his courtesy skill, he wants to announce that he is Jadal of the Lower Anduin. Lower Anduin? What did I figure out? Oh,
sure.
He's Jadal of the Lower Anduin, and he has a message for the esteemed Barleyman Butterbur.
So the bartender at the moment, that was let me pull this up. That's the chap that gave where did I write that? I don't understand why that's not here. But alright, so just give me one moment. Just keeping track of our NPCs. Okay, so I'm going to say Alright, so that same Breelander, it's the bartender that served Galantha. You're talking to him, and you give this whole sort of explanation of who you are, and you request to speak to Butterbur. You don't ask for a drink, so just gonna figure out. So this.
No, at the moment I'm eager to show, to prove myself and fulfill my mission, and then I'll relax and have a drink.
All right, so I'm just gonna give this guy a name quickly.
Yeah, cool.
Alright. Excuse me while I roll. 2, 3, 4. 17. Okay. Percy is his name. Yeah, he looks you up and down because your announcement is sort of just a bold one, and he's not used to people just looking for Butterbur. Butterbur just runs the place, and they have regulars, and they know where Butterbur is. So strangers coming around, asking for Butterbur, saying they've got business. So I'm going to give this guy a character quickly, personality.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a little bit hesitant, and he asks you. Yeah, he's kind of like asks you to tell him more. Like, why are you looking for Butterbur? Is everything okay? You sure you don't want to drink?
I won't drink, thank you. I'll say I would like to acquit my mission. I've been sent by the great man of the Bjornings himself to deliver a message to the esteemed Barleyman Butterbur. I don't think anything's wrong, but I do have to deliver the message to Butterbur.
So he scratches his head, and he might have heard of these Bjornings before. Middle Earth is a big place. News of battles that have taken place, several years recently. Some of them have trickled into Bree, but they a bit more of rumors and legends at this point. So he says, just hold on, and he gives you a funny look. I'm going to ask you to just do a very easy check for me. So it's going to be a target number of 10.
Okay, sweet.
So that what test do you want to do on that one?
So I'll use my courtesy.
Yeah.
So that's a roll 1, plus I add my favoured attribute number.
You can add your favorite attribute number if you spend hope.
If I spend a hope.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Which you can spend afterwards. You can spend it afterwards if you fail. But it's a target number 10. It's quite an easy roll.
Yeah. I'll see how I go.
So for / roll 1.
/ yes, full. 1.
Oh!
6! That's outrageous. Okay, so I will spend hope.
Okay.
And add 6 to that, so that's 12.
Okay, and just remember to minus 1 hope from your sheet for me, please.
Yeah, I will.
So you've just gonna write here.
So it's coming.
Just gonna say target number 10. Failed. Spent hope, and then your hope score gave you how much? 12.
It's now 12. Yeah. I'll update it all on the character sheet here as well.
Alright, so your character, and you didn't get any, that wouldn't be a great success.
No.
You did pass the thing. So is there any trait that you would like? I'm going to help you guys out in the beginning, but later on this is going to fall on you guys to do this, because this is where the gameplay comes in. You should try to monopolize on any opportunity to add a trait onto that. So is there a trait that you have that you think would be appropriate to tag onto this, just so you can pull in a advancement score?
Yeah, determined, I think.
Alright, nice, very good.
Yeah.
Granted.
Especially with this is really important.
Yeah.
I want to succeed.
Alright, so you get 1 advancement point in you used which common skill did you use?
Courtesy.
Courtesy. Okay, so you get 1 advancement point in custom on the right. Under skill groups, you get one there. Alright. So sure, he says, please hold you draw on even though you're such a rugged and sort of how can I say, standoffish kind of fellow, the bartender you managed to explain. Can you just explain to me how does that determined role? Could you just describe that?
Yeah. So essentially, what I do is, I think I might have failed because I wasn't commanding enough. I'm a bit scruffy and I'm not commanding enough. So what I'll do is I'll draw myself to my full height, try to look as serious as I possibly can, and let him know that I am the designated messenger for the Great One himself of the Bjornings.
So you use a lot of sort of you surprise him because you start having a lot of courtesy, and you have a lot of your courtesy surprises him. End of the day, he didn't expect it coming from him. You expected you're going to spit on him, or probably trying to punch him, and you catch him off guard with your courtesy. And he says, "Sure," and he's fumbling his own words at this point, and he looks at you strangely, and he heads to the back to go call Butterbur. So. Excellent.
Now I'll have it.
So. Galantha, your ears prick up at the sound of Butterbur.
Yeah.
Okay, so you listening to all this, is there anything you want to do at this point, or are you just writing it out?
No, I can. I saw all the. I saw this Bjorning fellow talking to the bartender. And he looked like someone I would ask, because I have with me the 2 broken pieces of bow that my sister gave.
Okay.
And,
so
perhaps this fellow might know.
Okay, wait, don't out of character. Just so your character, you can say that, but your Jadal doesn't know anything about this. So yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can say it now, but that's the one thing of role playing. You're gonna have to do in character and out of character. So as a player, Brett's gonna start becoming aware of your backstory, but as a character, Jadal doesne know. Cool.
No,
So while Mark's sitting there, not Mark, Galantha hears people, one individual, and I'm just going to go to that character quickly.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor and do a very target number once again, an easy one, target number 10. Can you do, I think it's going to be awareness. Yeah, just awareness. Can you roll awareness? Let's just want to see how much you got in awareness, and I can help you figure out how many dice you need to roll. So, this sheet I'm looking at. So, how much you got in awareness? You got 3 in awareness.
I have 3.
Hot diggity dog. So, go to the campaign content window, type in / roll and 3. And the target number is, I'm going to start bringing the target number back to 14 on this one.
Okay.
Actually, leave it at 10. Leave it at 10. You're going to smash it.
Going it now.
Yeah! Okay, target number was 10, you hit 21. Alright, you did...
Impressive.
Okay, so you didn't get great success or extraordinary success, so you're not going to get any experience points for that, but you can attach one of your traits, maybe. Let's just see what are your traits. I posted it in your thing earlier. Let's scroll up. What was your traits? So you have Alvin Law, you got Fire Making,
And
Old Law, Elusive. Alright, so you can either attach Elusive to that, or you can attach Fire Making if you're sitting there smoking your pipe. However you want to roleplay that, but choose. You can choose. Well, there's actually a trait for smoking, isn't there, Brett? I think Brett's just taken a step away from the keyboard while you're roleplaying.
Sorry, I'm here.
There's a trait for smoking, right?
Yes, there is.
All right,
yeah.
So you don't have that, but you do have elusive. So just describe to me how does that elusive trait of yours? You're going to attach it to your roll now. You had a successful roll. If you're able to describe to me how your trait elusive helped you overhear some information, I'll give you an experience point, an advancement point, because there's something someone's saying right now that catches your ear, and I'll divulge what that is. But describe to me how being elusive helped you with that.
okay, so with my light feet, I quickly hello?
Yeah, you're still seated. But you can stand up and walk around.
Yeah, I stood up and walked towards. I don't know, man. You gotta help me out here.
Alright, so basically you can always just say the fact that you're so elusive, people are not guarding their words as much, so you're closer than they think, and you start overhearing things.
Stealth up to people, maybe? You're kind of
Yeah.
so stealthy that you can walk past them quite close and they won't even realise what's happening.
Yeah, you're there, but you're not drawing their attention, and you're able to hear things that they probably wouldn't want you to. They don't realize how you kind of invading their space. So
Yeah.
so grant yourself, go to your sheet and add one advancement point. Just open up my thing again. So you used awareness, so you're going to get one advancement point under perception. So go to your sheet and add one advancement point to perception. Tell me if you're struggling. Have you found that?
Under the skill groups, it is, yeah.
Yep, there we go. I see marks. Up to the top. Add one there.
Cool, dude.
All right, good. Okay, so I'm going to just do a test quickly. Just something, and I'll tell you what that is. One moment. Where did I write that? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just roll a d20 quickly. And I'm just doing a test. And let's just say, I don't know what that was, but... Okay, so that's fine, don't worry about that. And then I'm going to roll... Alright. Okay. You guys are still good. Alright, so essentially you're over here, and I'll tell you which NPC that was. You hear Myrtle. You hear Myrtle, no, it's not Myrtle. It's a talkative Bree Hobbit that's sitting next to you, and he's rattling on about all the goings on about Breeland, and he's just got all kinds of gossip, under his belt, and he's talking about, hearing of things stirring up in Angmar, and he comments on as gossip has reached his ear about this battle of 5 armies, and the person sitting next to him is dismissing it like this guy's just, he's a good storyteller, he's very good, but he's just, rattling on, and he starts talking about the, what is the guy's name? He's the head guard. Let me just find, captain of the guard. So he makes comments about the captain of the guard has gone missing in Breland. And so amongst all that, you just pick up that bit of information. And in that, after that sort of, you just picked up, eavesdropped some of that information of sort of local gossip. Butterbur comes into from behind. Let me have a look. Where did he comes from behind the counter. Just go back to my image. So he's coming in from the tap room. So Butterbur comes in, and I'll just pull Butterbur in quickly. There he is. Okay, so campaign content, there's Butterbur.
Excellent.
And there's a bit of background information about him.
Excellent.
And just as far as canon goes, depends when you guys encounter him, who's running the pouncing pony or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back to our pre-game chat, and I believe I disclosed the year that this is taking place, but I'll just put it back up again on...
A few years after the Battle of Five Armies, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I believe it's right at the beginning of the book. So it's 2946.
2946, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Butterbur is still running the prancing pony.
Yep. Excellent.
When he comes out, and you can just see he's just in his eyes. He's seen all kinds of travelers. He's a friendly guy, but he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He's quite guarded, just because you get drunk people and all kinds of chaps. So you can just see that he's there, but he's thick-skinned. This chap's thick-skinned.
Yep.
And all right, he walks up to you and he asks you basically, "What can I do you for?" And he's speaking to Jadal.
Yeah, again, being as courteous as I possibly can, even more so because this is such an important person, as far as I know. I tell him that I have a message, and I'll take the message out of the little sort of pouch.
Okay, well,
tucked in.
All right, just 1 sec. I'll help you with that too.
Excellent.
So, 1 second. There you go.
Excellent. And that's exactly what I do. I tell him that I appreciate him spending some of his time with just a lowly messenger, and that I hope the news that I'm delivering to him is one of good hope and cheer.
Okay. So it's not going to require much convincing for him to take this, so you don't need to roll on that. And I just do want to do a test here quickly. No, it's alright. I'll do that afterwards. Okay, so Butterbur doesn't waste any time. He rips it open. He's got pretty thick fingers, and his hands all callous, and he's he's very rough with this. A little bit of tearing even happens as he rips it open. And his hands are still wet from holding the pint earlier. And this letter that you've been looking after is getting mauled within seconds. All right,
Blunt ever so slightly. Really important. I wasn't expecting this.
All right. All right. So he starts reading the letter. He just starts reading the letter. The letter contains a message in common speech, so he can read it quite fine. And he looks puzzled on his face. He's just, and he keeps reading. And all right, it seems that he knows Bjorning. He knows Bjorn. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And the message has just got private information written to him. But so there's just some personal information in there. But there's also a request that the letter be handed to a group of rangers that usually reside in that inn. So Butterbird's been given a task to hang on to the letter and hand it to some rangers once they come in the inn, because the letter, let me just do this properly, it's numbered 1 of 3.
Oh.
And at the bottom of the letter, there is something that he can't read and you cannot either. It's I think someone's speakers are putting feedback. I don't. I think Brett. I think your speakers might be putting feedback.
No,
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not on speaker.
Okay, I think it's yours, Brett. Yeah, I can hear. It's all good. You can just hit mute, which is usually easier.
Yes.
Just smack it. There we go. So essentially, or you can push to talk or lower your speaker volumes or headphones. Because if you put it on mute, any of your human interactions, like excitement or anything, we won't hear. So I'll probably say take it off mute. Ignore that I requested that. And
I've turned it all down. Is that better now?
testing. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Okay, cool.
Cool,
That's all
man.
it was just too loud.
Getting into the mood of it there, Fred.
Yeah, I was too excited. What can I say?
Moving through the house. All right, so there's ancient Quenya script on that letter. It's Elvish, but it's Quenya, and so you now become aware of the situation that you've handed Butterbur a letter. It's got personal information in there, but also that the letter's got a knock-on effect that he wants it passed on to some rangers, and that there's a special request in there that Butterbur offers you a room at the Prancing Pony. It sounds like Bjorn's got, ample credit and favor with Butterbur, so that's not a problem. Your cover at the inn is taken care of. So you've essentially he's just explained to you that you're welcome to stay at the inn. Bjorn's taking care of it. So you've got several rooms to choose from. So there's if you go back to that map on the top, there's number 3. There's private rooms. So he won't give you a room for the night. He'll give you a private room. Let's have a look here. Yeah. So looking at number 3. Number 3 is the bottom right. You can see ground floor. There's number 3 on the bottom right, and on the left there's 3. Right above number 1 on the left there's 3.
Yep, got him.
Where would you like to grab a room? Are you going to take there's 3 on the side or 3s on the right, and you just choose one of them?
Yeah, I'll take on the
left?
Oh no,
All right.
I don't really want to be. I'll take the one on the right hand side that overlooks the one that's got
On the street?
the cupola.
Yeah, on the street?
Yeah, that's the one. The one that looks over the street.
All right, that's ground floor. All right.
Otherwise, Otherwise, I'll feel a little bit enclosed.
Okay. So would you like to do a persuade roll and ask Butterbur to give you a room for the night, the number 4, which is on the 2nd floor or the 1st floor, and just convince him that you would like that rather instead of a regular room, and you can just ask him to extend that consistently every night. So a per night room will become your regular room. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So
yeah, we'll say that if I am here to stay, then I'll be in a room, and I'll sort of frame it as, hey, this way I'm out of the way, I'm upstairs, you don't have to worry about me. You know, how about we do it that way?
All right. So you're gonna roll. Is there a persuade, right?
Yeah, there is. Yes. Okay, I don't have anything in persuade, so I'll just do a straight up roll. 5.
So the target number was 14, so it failed. And do you want to spend hope? Because I don't think you'll fully pass. What's your so persuade is going to use your wits, and you don't have a high wit score, so
no.
So you're not going to pass even if you wanted to.
No, that's right. What I might do then is I'll spend a hope, and can I substitute courtesy or even inspire rather than persuade?
Well, let me have a look here quickly. So you've tried persuade, it failed. So do you want to do a second roll? How does the substitute work? Is there a system for that, or are you just suggesting it?
I'm just suggesting.
Nice.
So no, there's not as such. I can continue to roll until I get it.
No, see what happens is if you roll once on something, you can't keep rolling until you pass it. So it's fine. He's just going to turn around and just say. So you failed with a 5. Okay, so.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's a pretty low one. So he's not going to even suggest, let's just try it later. He's just going to, there's the thick skin side of him kicks in, and he just looks at you. He kind of like puffs through his crusted lips, and he's just like, ground floor is yours. Take it or leave it. And he looks up and he sees an elf, in the room, and he sees this Elvish script on the letter, and with quite a sort of like deep, loud, booming voice, he just shouts across the whole inn, like, "Hey you!" to grab the attention of Galantha. Mm-hmm. Galantha, how do you respond?
Hey you. I turned around and saw the Butterbur, and I just like gazed at him.
Okay, so you you're starstruck.
No, I just look at him with
How you doing?
What you talking about, Willis?
How you doing?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be disturbed, and with you like screaming my name up, like screaming out loud, calling attention, drawing attention to me. I didn't like it. So I just stared at you right in the eye. I stared at Butterbur right in the eye.
Yeah. So now Butterbur, he might think you're a ranger. So he's gonna walk up to you, and he's gonna say, "Hey, ranger," and he refers to you as a ranger. And he starts talking, saying that and he's just assumed that you're a ranger, and he just starts saying that I haven't seen many of you around lately. I know that most of you guys have moved up to Angmar. A lot of the rangers have moved up to Angmar to deal with the threat up there. But this letter relies on a ranger, because there's one among your ranks that's teaching you guys how to speak and understand and decipher Quenya. There's one among you. Can you possibly read this? So he's completely misread you for a ranger, but there's no more rangers in the Prancing Pony, and he's not turning to you to read this. So he hands you this Elvish script.
can I use a trait?
What you won't. You can. Let me have a look at what you can do here.
No, because
You could use explore. You could try an explore roll. Or search. Probably search. It'll be a search roll or a riddle roll, because the reality is probably riddle is that your character Galantha. I'm just going to go back to my notes here quickly, but. So, Mirkwood elves can speak Sylvan and Sindarin. They can't speak Quenya.
Can't speak Quenyan.
So you can't actually read this. So you can take a total. You can lie to Butterbur right now, and you can take a guess, and you can roll the riddle, and you can tell him what you think it says.
No, I just straight up refuse to read the words on the letter. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. So you just hand it back. Do you say anything back, or you just hand the letter back to him without saying anything?
Without saying anything.
Okay. So we've just got a visitor. Rhodes 24. How's it going?
How's it going? Actually, Rhodes 42.
Sorry, man.
Hey, I forgive you for that one.
All right. Yeah,
gotta get into your Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy mythos.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
right.
nice.
My bad.
And the road goes ever on, so it doesn't matter whether it's 24 or 42, does it really?
Oh, it does.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Douglas Adams says so.
Yeah, excellent.
All right. Rhodes 22. What's your regular name? Are you happy to share that?
Yes, my actual name is Bernie.
Bernie.
Like Bernie Sanders.
All right, cool. So Bernie's just, I think you wrapped up with a D&D game this evening, and he's just going to sort of shadow our game and just listen to what's going on.
Yep, I'll just hang back in the shadows and listen to what's going on with you guys.
Okay, cool. So essentially, so we've got Galantha, the Mirkwood elf, and he's just handing Butterbur the letter back, and he doesn't say anything. So Butterbur's kind of like scratches his head, and I'm gonna ask, just see if this NPC will be able to see that you're an elf quickly. So that would be probably awareness, and just want to see Butterbur's stats quickly. I've got them here. Okay, so he doesn't have anything. He's in awareness, so he's rolling for 14. He gets 17. Hot diggity dog. So I did a physical roll, so forgive me for that. I rolled and sorry, there's a reason. No, he didn't get that. I'm completely confused. Alright, I'm gonna roll quickly for him quickly. And he's probably gonna fail this now. Alright, so I'm gonna roll on the campaign content screen. Roll, and he's got no skill in awareness. He's got 5, so he fails it. So he can't see that you're a Mirkwood elf because you got your hood on. And but he's gathered that you're not a ranger. So he asks you, well, clearly you're not the talkative type, but you are in my tavern. So what can I do for you?
I'm seeking a blacksmith. I mean, like, Adventurous ask Butterbur about a talented blacksmith in Bree.
Okay, so Butterbur's. I'm gonna just refer you guys to the campaign content. Scroll all the way up to the 3rd image. You'll see that there is a smithy at 13. So if you're looking at that green grassy kind of map,
yep.
Is everyone on that? So 13, I think it's that number right at the top left. it's a little bit blurry. If I open up original, I should be able to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yep. All right. So he says it's a regular Breelander smithy here at 13. At that location, but what are you seeking? Have you got a horse this smith? I just want to see if there's someone a farrier here as well. So this guy is basically a jack of all trades. He's functioning as a farrier and a smith. So he'll just ding on your sword and make it fix it up, or he'll correct your horseshoes like a farrier would. But he's no sort of excellent smithy, but he can get the job done. What do you need done? So
Galanter hopes that he'll be able to fix a broken bow.
So as this is happening, Jadal, the Bjorning, is kind of like shadowing Butterbur at this point, because Butterbur is still holding that letter. He's still holding the letter, and he's kind of shadowing Butterbur because he wants to see. He's come all this way. He's exhausted. He's travelled, and he wants to see what's the outcome of this letter because he just knows he has to deliver it. He found out that in this letter that there was some personal exchange between Butterbur and Bjorn, and Bjorn's requested that Jadal gets free accommodation at this place during his stay, and there was a personal request for Butterbur to get hold of the Rangers to translate that Quenya at the bottom of the letter, and the letter's divided up into 3 letters, and something I didn't just divulge earlier, but it's divided up in 3 letters so that if Jadal got attacked along the way, he wouldn't reveal the full message, and as a second precaution was also written in Quenya at the bottom script. So the letter's broken up into 3, it's written in Quenya, and he's relying on the Rangers to translate this because one of the Rangers understands Quenya and might have taught the rest. So your character Galanther asks if he can fix the bow. So basically, I'm going to help Mark out with this. Is like the backstory of Mark's character is that his bow was broken in a previous battle, and this was an incredible woodland bow. But it was given by his sister, and she's like one of the best archers in Mirkwood Forest. Given to him, he gets attacked by a bunch of orcs. He's trapped. She rescues him. She gets injured in the process. Mark basically. Galanther basically loses an eye after being tortured and stuff, but he gets freed. He gets taken back to the Mirkwood forest with the other elves, and they resuscitate him. But his sister got stabbed with a spear. They don't know where she is. Did she die? Have they taken her captive? His bow was broken, so he's kind of like carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders, and he's come to Breeland and Bree and actually Prancing Pony. The reason why he's there, and he's divulging this to Butterbur, and Jadal is eavesdropping over his shoulder because he's just so curious to know what on earth's going on here, man. This is so intense.
This is far more than expected.
And Galanther says that there's a high elf from Rivendell coming through these parts, and he's apparently extremely skilled in sort of smithy craftsmanship and smith and woodcraft. Basically, he's the guy to see, because essentially a bow is made from a single piece of wood. Normally, there are times where it's made out of plywood or steel, but this is a wood. Is it a woodland bow? Yeah, a woodland bow. Yeah. This is handcrafted by the wood elves. It's a single piece of wood, and it was probably the best bow the elves have ever made, but it was broken. Now, a broken bow doesn't serve much purpose, but Galanther is hoping that this high elf that has a reputation from Rivendell can give purpose back to his bow and restore it for him. It's a big ask. But he's come all this way, and that's why he's there. Jadal arrived with a letter, and Galantha arrived with a bow. Broken bow. Alright, so I'm just going to do a roll quickly just to see something quick. Okay, so that doesn't happen. And then I'm going to do another roll. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright. I'm just as surprised as you guys. So, as Butterbur is about to tell you about this high elf and where he's located, and because he suggested this regular smithy, but now that you've told him the story, he knows where this high elf is. But before he could divulge that information, the prancing pony a wog comes bursting in there inside the prancing. Yep.
What?
Yep. A wog comes frantically running in there, and it's just teeth and spit, and it's just in an absolute frenzy. So let me just provide you with. Okay, I've got that here. One momento. Okay. Okay, so that is... You didn't want to fight that one. Alright, so I'm going to drop this in here. So, one of these lovely, lovely, lovely hounds comes cruising in there and is just... It's got blood on it, and it looks like you can see hair, red hair on the side of his cheeks. So it's clearly just mauled somebody.
Jeez.
And it's just coming in there and it's just knocking tables over. People are falling back. What do you do? All right, so I'm gonna give since you got the higher wits, I'm gonna give Galantha a chance here. What would you like to do, Galantha?
So I have
You got a broken bow, by the way.
a broken unusable, right? Just confirming it's unusable.
Very, very unusable.
Very unusable. Okay, but I have a sword and a dagger. So
That's right.
I readied my sword right away.
Okay.
And I did not. I'm more cautious, so I stayed back a bit, but I did not retreat. I was just like eyeing this nasty war, just like snarling at everyone at the entrance of the prancing pony. So I have my sword ready.
Okay. So, can I ask? So Butterbur's also just basically just going to stumble back and just walk back slowly as this wog starts growling at basically anyone. It's not there with a purpose. It's just like basically gone stark raving mad, and it's in a frenzy, and it's just literally deciding who to attack next. It's in the middle and it doesn't know if someone's going to attack it or who it should attack next. So do you guys want to do a battle roll to see what advantage dice you guys get, and then go into your battle stances, and you can defend yourselves because you are the closest to this wog, so it's attacking you now, and then you guys can then I believe you can only flee, and help me out with the rules here if anyone knows, but you can only flee if you're in rearward stance. So
That's right.
You are in this fight. You can't actually get out of it, because rearward stance is you need two people in forward to allow one person in rearward, and when you're in rearward you have to have a bow, and if you don't have a bow you can still flee after the round. You guys are only two, you're not three, and so can you guys just do a battle roll for me? So just check your sheets there, Mark and Galantha and Jadal. So Galantha, you've got 2 in battle, so in the campaign content window, can you put /roll, actually \roll 2?
Okay.
So what is the target? How does this work? Is it a target number that you're going for?
It's a regular, so it's a 14.
And then how does it work? If you get one, if you roll it, you get 1. If you get a great success, you get 2. You get extraordinary success, you get 3.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, going for it.
All right, so you get a regular success, so you get 1 advancement dice. So that's a D6, right? That you get to add.
That's right.
You get to add later.
Yeah, you can add a D6 at any time. Yep.
Okay. So would you like to do the same roll for me, Jadal?
Yep, will do. Now, I don't have battle.
So you've got 0, normal
It's a
D12.
0.
So you fail. All right. So that's a fail. All right, so you don't get an advancement point. So you both are either, if I understand correctly, you can take your stances now. I'm going to just do this quickly. 1 moment. There's that. An initiative. So this thing, this warg sprung on you. So would that just be that this thing has the initiative? Is that, if I'm understanding correctly?
Yeah, so I think so, yeah. We're not surprised because we're aware of him in the space, but he would be able to attack first, essentially.
Okay.
How does this?
Okay, so you basically choose what your stance is. So you can be forward. How forward works, Mark, is your target number to hit the enemy is 6 plus their parry rating, so how good they are at dodging you. So let's just say his parry rating is 4. That means your target number that you're rolling to get is 10. So if you're in forward stance, the bar that you need to meet is much lower. But the bar for them to hit you is also quite lower. You're exposing yourself to be hit at the same time. And that also means you're the first to attack in your party, but the warg is going to attack first. So open changes it, so it's 9 is your base target number, but then you have to still plus the enemy's parry rating to that. And then you get 12 for defensive and then 12 for rearward. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So which stances are you guys going to take?
Mine's forward.
Okay. And Jadal?
I'll take an open stance. I've just drawn a dagger. I'm not sure that the axe is going to work in such an enclosed space, so it's a dagger. And yeah, open for me.
Is there a benefit from using a dagger over an axe gameplay-wise?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
it's just I just figured that if I'm pulling out I'm pulling out an axe, it's probably. I'm just overthinking it. I'm thinking, if I'm in a bar, there's a lot of people around, I'll just pull out my dagger.
That's what you do. That's what you do in a bar. You just pull out the dagger. That's what you do in bars. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a big area of effect.
All right. So can I just suggest we have a look at the weapons table? I've sent you each one in your personal chat window. So have a look at your dagger. So you can do 3 damage to this warg. What injury rating is how they avoid piercing blow. Okay, so you can do 3 damage to this warg, and you also got. Have you chosen which? You got a regular axe, so you can do 5 damage instead.
Yeah, that's right.
You sure you want that dagger? Your story can end early tonight.
It can. No, you know what? I will pull out the axe. That's naturally what I would go for. Now that I think about it, rather than overthink, I would just naturally grab out the axe and get ready to go.
Okay.
Nice, whip that axe out.
Yeah, I'll pull out the axe. We'll just rewind. And yeah, his first action is to pull the axe out, of course.
Yeah. So that's essentially my role. The first setting is you guys are helping me get through the system, and I'm helping you guys get through the system. So essentially, we do have a chance to discuss things, and essentially, even if your character grabs the dagger, he's going to look at it, look at the warg, put it back in, and pull out that axe and give like a loud, big, Bjorning roar.
Yes.
There you go.
Alright, cool. So, and Galantha is pulling out you've got a sword? Okay, let me just check that stats. So, I'm sure I sent you that stuff. Is it not yet? Okay. I'll just have a look at Jadal's weapon chart. I'll just share it on the main window. Just copy paste it. So we can all just look at this. Okay, now we've got some pre-game chat. Just scroll down. Sorry, I just want to see what's happening in pre-game chat. Jump to present. Okay, cool. No, that's Warforge. Just gonna say all good.
So what happens here, Oliver? I'm seeing the weapons table.
Yeah, I'm just letting Warforge know you can come listen. Shame he's. Good thing I checked what that message was in pre-game chat. Let's just give him a moment to join. There we go. Hello, Warforge. You're welcome to take it off from Newton.
Thanks very much.
Hey.
Thanks for
Man.
letting me listen in.
No worries.
I can't make this start time, but it'd be nice to. It sounds like you guys are having fun.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
So, Rose 24, I'm just kidding, 42 is also listening in the background there. So, nice to have you guys join us. Essentially, we've got two travelers that have entered the Prancing Pony. One to deliver a letter, which is Jadal. He's a Bjorning. He's there to deliver a letter to Butterbur, which he has done, and a bit of a mystery's unfolded regarding rangers and secret text that needs to be translated. And Galantha, the Mirkwood elf, has arrived there with a broken bow in hopes that a skilled craftsman, weaponsmith, can fix it for him. This weaponsmith is a high elf from Rivendell, moving through those parts. But at that moment, situation just turned out that a warg just burst into the Prancing Pony and is seeking flesh. So we've got the Breelander, the Bjorning and the Mirkwood elf, ready to defend themselves. All right, so going back to campaign content. So Galantha, you've got a long sword or regular sword? You gotta check your sheet.
It's a regular sword.
Okay, so now we know what we're doing. So, all right, so Mark's got a regular sword of 5, and Mark and Galantha, yep. And Jadal has got an axe of 5 as well, so that's quite easy.
Yeah.
Okay, we just pull up the NPC, the enemies quickly. Okay, so this, let me get my, I keep going for my regular dice. I'll use that for the GM rolls, and I'll do the other rolls in screen on the campaign content. Alright, so I'm going to do a /roll. NPCs don't take stances, correct? They just mimic whatever stance you're in.
Yep.
Alright, I need to assign this warg to attack one of you. Galantha is in forward, so you are going to be targeted by this warg. Okay, and being a Mirkwood elf, you've seen your fair share of the shadow, where Bjornings, you are next to the shadow. You guys are fighting it, so you've seen your fair share of this before as well.
Yep.
But Breelanders, this is quite intense for them. Like, this is hardcore, and this wolf, this hound, is like riddled with darkness.
Yeah.
Alright, so if I do a roll for this enemy, alright, so his weapon skill is 2. This warg has got 2 in bite. So that's roll 2, is that correct? And my target number is going to be 6 plus Mark's parry rating. Galantha's parry rating.
Yep.
So let's see. Where is parry on the sheet? Where is parry on the sheet? The sheets that we're using.
Yeah. Let me have a look.
Yeah, I found it 6. All right, so it's 12. So I got to hit 12. So
Oh yeah, cool.
how much hate points does the allium get? Because you guys get 2. I'm going to say to you guys haven't. You're not a party yet. You haven't formed a group yet.
No.
So you don't have fellowship points. You do have individual hope, and you don't have fellowship focus yet. You guys have not formed a fellowship, so you don't have fellowship focus yet.
No.
I'm wondering how much hate points do I start with as the GM? So let me have a look at that quickly.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to just scroll. I love the index at the back of the One Ring.
Oh, it's perfect.
so good. And the most recent, the countdown of the second edition Kickstarter countdown YouTube video, they were talking about how this index was made for first edition. It was made by a fan, sent to Francesco Nepatello, and then he incorporated it into the revised edition. Because the book we're holding now is the revised edition. There was one that was around before this. All right, so I'm just going to look for the word hate in this and see how it's going. You guys are having an intense first session, I must tell you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a warg. My gracious.
All right, so hate points is 179 and 231. Can 179 and 231, and write that down.
179 just talks about them. It doesn't give you any more details.
All right, I'll go to 231. Is that right? Yeah. 231.
Yeah. Yeah, because 179 tells us how to get their morale down so they run away with the hate points, but that's all it says.
Okay, we've got a message there from Rose24. He's helping me out, yeah. If you're using the AC rules, so that's Adventurous Companion rules, and I'll openly say I have not read the Adventurous Companion yet. I'm going to still get around to it, forgive me. He just pointed out that you can escape combat from close combat. You just need to pass an athletics roll. Oh, brilliant. You're a legend, man. Every NPC's hate is different. You need to look at that specific enemy. Dude, you are an asset. Alright, so this creature's got 1 hate. So I've got...
yeah, cool.
So he's got 1 hate, and you guys can, if you want to, escape the combat from close combat. You're allowed to escape. Okay, so I just want to go back to that quickly. Because if you guys don't, then naturally he's going to just continue munching and chomping. So if you guys are happy with that, if your conscience is just, I might even give you guys what do they call it in the game when if your character does a dark deed, it affects their character.
You get a shadow point.
If you guys decide to let this warg just, have at it. This is not my fight. I'm walking out of here. Sorry, this is not my fight. Something might happen. Your characters might.
There's no smorgasbord for wargs in the Prancing Pony, so nah.
The be warning, you sure you don't want to use your how in touch you are with animals. You don't want to try to pat this thing. Just put your hand on it and to say sit, or just command dominance over this.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and then when he came over to be my friend, I could lead him out, but I might just smack it instead. He smells too much of shadow, so I'll just.
You might just lose your hand.
That's right. Yes.
Sit, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll bite the hand that eventually feeds it because he's going to chop it down.
So you're gonna beat it into submission. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you walk out of this with a pet.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Let me just check the rules for having a warg as a pet. Let me just check.
Tolkien would roll in his grave if we would do that. He'd not be impressed.
Oh, dude, I think they, thankfully so, they've been very, very honorable with the content so far. The only game that's pushed the boundaries a little bit is, what is that, Shadows of Mordor and Shadows of
Yes.
Middle Earth or whatever. Something.
Yeah, Shadow. Yeah, is it Shadows of Middle Earth? Yeah, with the.
And that on Shadow of Mordor, yeah. They kind of like Tolkien definitely did write dark stuff. There's some seriously dark stuff in like Tales of Arun and stuff. But it's a very different tone to set the whole story in that space. Like, because normally a story has that in it, but then there's that contrast of the nature and the forests and stuff. And I haven't played those games, but it looks like that game just sits in that darkness, man. And it's like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to do an attack on Galanther with this warg. And the target number was 12, is that right? So his parry was 6. Just double check because it was a while ago. I had a look at this. 6, so it's 12. Target numbers 12 and ready, Mark? Go.
18.
Oh! But does a Gandalf rune count as a 0 for an enemy?
It does. Yes.
Does it?
Can I factor my athletics here? No.
Mark's immediately like, all right. So about that exit, that fleeing thing.
Yeah.
let's talk more about this fleeing thing.
Damn.
All right. So if a Gandalf rune is a 0, that means the warg only got an 8.
8. Yeah.
Only got an 8, so that's a fail.
God.
So the warg can spend a point of hate, which the warg is going to do. And then that would add. What
Oliver,
does it?
sorry.
Yeah.
Pause, man.
Yep.
So that 18. What is that?
So basically, I rolled. Let's just talk physically, but we did it digitally. The first, you can see it's got a dice there, and that's a 12-sided dice. That's your feat dice. I rolled one of those, and then I rolled 2 d6s, like your normal Monopoly dice. I rolled 2 of those. So the feat die, the d12, got a Gandalf rune, and that rune is sitting on number 12. So that Gandalf rune counts as it's normally it's sitting on the where number 12 normally would be. That's where that rune is. It counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also rolled a 6 and a 2. Okay. The 6 I rolled has got a little rune on it, a Tengwan rune. So if I did meet the target number, it would be a great success, which means it's going to do more damage. So essentially, the target number I was going for was 12, and I rolled 18, but I didn't actually get 18 because the Gandalf rune counts as a 10 and an automatic success if you're a human player. Or not human, but good.
If you're one of the good guys.
Yeah, good guys. And if I roll the Gandalf, the Eye of Sauron, which is on the number 11, that's an automatic success or a 10. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
that's right.
Correct.
So if you're a baddie, and you get Gandalf, it's effectively worth 0.
Oh,
But if you're a baddie and you get the Eye of Sauron, then that's like your 10.
So, when I spend a point of hate, what do I get to add?
D6.
Do I just throw another d6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you don't add an attribute rating like we normally spend hope, we add attribute?
I don't think so. Oh, hang on, let me double check.
I'll also check the manual here. I've got the PDF here on the side.
What's funny is, I think it was last month I drew an orc in pencil. A ward, I mean.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll share it after the session.
Oh, yeah, that would be brilliant. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you an artist then, Mark?
Yeah. Artist.
Yeah, cool.
We work together. I work together with him.
Yeah, brilliant. So, you guys design board game?
No, mobile.
Oh, mobile games. Oh, yeah, sweet. Okay. Oh man, so you're a funky digital artist. That's even cooler.
Oliver, was that just the enemy attack that you did there? Sorry, I wasn't super paying attention there.
Yeah, thanks, I'm back. I just rolled for an ordinary wolf, so a warg.
So you got a You got a 7 there because the Gandalf counts as beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be 8?
Sorry, yes, 7,
Yeah.
6, right, 8.
Yeah, cool. But then my question, thanks for your help, man, is so that counts as 0. If I rolled an I, would that count as an automatic success and a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then
Or it would just count as
It counts as
automatic.
okay.
Yeah.
And then if I want to spend a point of hope to try to take this 8 over to 12, what score do I add when a player character rolls adds an attribute?
You just add the attribute.
Oh, at 3. So yeah, it's gonna take it up to 11. So I'm not gonna spend the hate. So thanks, man. Yeah, legend.
No worries.
And I was just reading the hate. If the warg's got a special ability, you can use the hate to trigger that special ability. But when an enemy character has no hate left, it's considered weary. And so you have to take that into account when it attacks as well.
Okay, so I must be very cautious when I spend that.
Yeah.
Because weary means rolls of 1, 2, and 3 don't count, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Woo!
There's also some enemies that have the Craven ability, and if they have Craven, if you run out of hope, then they flee combat. And
They just run away, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so that's the enemy's attack. So now it's going to go over to Mark, who's in forward. So Mark, you get to respond.
Galanthir?
Galanthir. Because Mark's like, I'm not there. Galanthia's taking the fight. No, that's not. I'm not fighting the warg.
I'm not taking down a warg.
I'm not taking them.
Alright, so you are using your sword. So we go over to the sword. So your regular sword does damage of 5. That's only once it hits. So what you need to do is you need to go to your weapon skill of sword. So you've got 1 in sword, so that's 1d6. So you're gonna / roll 1.
So that's the one beside damage in the sheet.
No. On your character sheet, on your character sheet, there's yes, the one next to there. Yes.
Okay,
Right.
so / roll 1.
Correct.
Come on, man.
Oh man.
Oh.
So your target number is 12 as well. So if you add what do you add heart as
You
an
can add the
attribute?
d6 from the battle inside. You can add that d6 if you want.
Or if he spends hope, he can add is it body? He can add his body.
Yeah,
score.
add your body. Yeah.
Yeah, and is your sword a favored sword or not? Let's have a look. No, it's not favored. Alright, so you can either add your body score, which is 8, which is a definite 8, or you can roll another d6 and get a 1.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's right. No, definitely add the 8. That's awesome.
I'll go with the 8.
Alright, so minus another point of hope from your character. And that will take you up to 15.
So this will be 10 now, my hope.
You've minus 1 earlier, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Who minus 1 hope?
Oh no, I did.
Alright, so Mark,
I
did.
Galanthe just minuses
so I'm
1.
on 12.
Jadal, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Galanthe just minuses. Yep. So you just gotta be careful. If you ever get a point of shadow, your shadow. So you'd get a point of shadow for things like if you had to leave the warg in the. Well, there's many ways of getting a point of shadow. I know one I've read is if your character gets. I just think, what was it again exactly? How you get that? It was if your character. If your shadow if it goes above your hope score, then you fall into what was that again? There was a state. I forgot it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not depression, but it's
I've got
Each
it.
generation.
Yeah, not that just.
I think you're referring to miserable.
Miserable. Yeah. So here's the.
Yes.
Did I post it yet? If I haven't, I'll post it again. So just go back here. Campaign content. Oh, no, I won't post it up. So pre-game chat. Where have we been posting it? Yeah, I have been posting it. Speaking to myself like Gollum.
Yeah. You're not arguing, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think if your character's hope score is equal to or below your shadow score, your character goes miserable and then they suffer a bout of madness and all that kind of stuff. And then once that passes, then you get a permanent hope point. On your character, you get a permanent one. But how you get a shadow point, I think, is through sort of corruption tests and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you guys had to also just be jerks and leave the WOG in there and run away, I think that probably would have given you guys a shadow point. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
Or if we were to throw somebody, like if we were to push somebody in front of the WAG so the WAG attacks it and then we can kill it, that would kill the WAG, but we'd get a shadow for that as well because it's not honourable.
1 or 2 points, I think.
Yeah, a couple, I reckon. Yeah.
Alright, so Mark, you spent hope, so you got 15, so it passes. So you're gonna, your edge rating on your sword is 10. Did you get a 10 on your, no, you got a 2. So on your feat die, which is the 12-sided dice, if you got a 10 or above, you would have done a piercing blow, which means you could have put a wound on the WOG, and if he gets 2 wounds, he goes unconscious.
Okay.
But you didn't, so it's just going to do the normal damage, and he doesn't have to roll a parry, because a parry is just to avoid the wound. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point. So it's just 5 damage to the WOG, so I'm just going to keep track of his endurance. Okay, so at this point, let me just put my music back on. Jadal, this is your chance to strike.
Yeah, excellent. So I'll have a go with my axe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, excellent.
So your target number is 9.
Yep, plus whatever his parry was, which was 3?
5.
5, so 9 and 5, 14. So yeah, I beat that.
Okay, so you smash that, and your edge rating on your
It's a
axe.
Gandalf rune, so I
didn't get that.
don't pierce. No, I just do 5 damage.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, let me just fix that.
That's cool.
So that is. Okay. So, I'm going to ask Mark just to describe how that looks when your character strikes that WOG with your sword, and then I'm going to go up to Jadal and ask the same thing.
So I took a long slash to the WAG's jaw, and it came off.
Excellent.
Yeah, I thought you're mutilating my monster, man. I will allow that. I will allow that. That's fine. Mark's damage of 5 removes the WOG's head. It's like, that's not allowed.
Just the
jaw. Just the jaw.
Just the jaw. Nice.
How is this thing supposed to How is it supposed to bite you, Mark?
Yeah, it'll gum us now.
Still got its paws.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no ways. You guys are not playing fair.
Upper teeth.
Oh, man. Alright, I just want to see. It's got special.
I ripped a portion of its jaw.
Okay.
No.
Alright, so it's got. I'm going to also go over to Jadal. How does your axe swing look. Once you just see
Dull.
you see Galanthea, you know, this Mirkwood elf, just with utter grace, just this warg takes a bite, and it's just in this frenzy, it completely misses the elf. The elf didn't even need to just try, it just misses, and it just, with a flick of the wrist, just chips probably about 75% of this warg's jaw right clean off.
Oh, beautiful. I'm far less graceful. I just come in with a big overhand swing.
There you go.
Onto the spine of the warg and just chop straight down onto it. And for a second, the axe sort of buries into the warg's back, and I just sort of flick it up, you know, and flick off a bit of the blood, samurai style, as I bring the axe back up for another swing.
Alright, so this warg makes this sort of like real painful, innocent yelp, but it turns into just raising its head and this evil growl that it almost sounds. It feels like the whole room starts to blacken.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the end of that round. Do you guys want to change your stances?
Ah, I have the option to change. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay.
No, I'm going to just stay open.
Open-minded beyonding.
Yep, that's right.
The effects of what's it? Honey cakes? Oh, what's it? Honey baked cakes?
Yeah, twice baked honey cakes.
Twice
Yeah.
baked, not once, twice. 3 times would be
It
too
is
much.
twice. That's the important bit. You have to bake it twice.
Alright. So Mark and Galanthea and Jadal are remaining as is.
Yep.
I'll probably go open this round. Is that okay?
Yeah. That's fine. So you're both going open. That makes the target number easier. So that's 9 plus the parry. So the target number is 14 for you guys. A regular 14. Okay. How are you guys doing on time? We 10 to 9. Are you guys? Is there room for you guys to go a little bit past 9, or are we calling it at 9? Because I'm just trying to gauge.
Yeah, I'm cool. I can go for another 20 minutes or so. That's no hassle.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so say about 20 past 9, we'll wrap it? Alright.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a test quickly to see if something happens. You guys are lucky, man. You guys are lucky. Man, oh man. Alright. Cool. So the warg goes in for his attack again. So that's 14 that he needs to roll, and his bite is 2, so it's /roll 2. Alright, so that is 15. Alright, I want to just give a shout out to, I'm going to go to the Wandering group quickly. There's somebody in this group that did a great, that actually, there we go, Hunter Green. He made, I believe, Navi. He coded it, Hunter Green. So just a shout out to him, because this is really nice. Little bot for Discord. Yeah, it's sick.
That's excellent.
Especially when you know the enemy gets to land a hit.
With a success, that's not good.
Yep. So I just want to see this monster has got special abilities. Fear of fire, sees victim, and great leap. So I just want to see. I think I recall what Great Leap does. I don't need to worry about that. Seize the victim. I want to see what does that do. Also, thanks to you guys for being such a just chilled, layback group to sort of GM for.
Oh, man, you're welcome.
Man, it's my first time, bro.
Cool.
Having a lot of fun.
Alright, I just want to check my messages quickly. I think I got another message. Alright. we've got someone that joined called Dash Galaxy.
Yeah, sorry, that was I invited him.
Okay.
He's I think he's based in Southeast Asia somewhere, but he's I think a lot of the games he plays are Australia based. So I thought maybe.
Is he based in Australia? Sorry.
No, but I think he plays. I think he plays in Australian time zones.
Okay.
But maybe trying to chat with him.
Yeah. Cool. Because we'll just try to keep as far as possible. Just try to keep it Australian players, but we'll just chat and see where he's at afterwards.
Cool. Maybe just have a chat with him. And,
yeah.
See what his deal is.
Do you play with him? Have you played any games with him before?
No, we were planning to. We've been talking a lot for a while. He seems like a super cool guy.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll hopefully speak to him at some point.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
But yeah, we just never were able to make a commitment to. But yeah, pretty cool guy. He's quite active on the boards as well.
All right, brilliant. Thanks, bud. All right, so I'm just looking at that sees the victim. Just want to zoom in here to see what this ability does. Okay, so I won't be using that, but I will just. There's a sigh of relief from you guys, like, glad you're not using that. Alright, and the other one. Other one. Oh, you guys are lucky that you didn't get the edge rating. So, fear of fire. Let's see, what is fear of fire? There we go. Okay, that counts against him, and then there's one more I just want to check out. Okay, I won't be using any of those. Alright, so it does 3 damage and its edge is 10. So that's directed at Galantha. You can't dodge that. I just want to see that damage rating. Did I post things to show how it goes up based on your success? I think you add. Why do you add again based on how you succeed in your attack? I'll look that up quickly.
Add whatever the damage rating is for the creature. Oh, hang on, no, not for a creature. Because with a PC, you just do your weapon damage and then you add your damage if it's a success.
Yeah, and a great success.
Yeah, for a creature, I think it just crits, doesn't it?
Yeah, what does the crit do? I want to see what does that do. I'm gonna just look up great success quickly and see what pages cover that.
This isn't sounding too good for the event.
No, it's not cool at all, is it?
No.
No. Oh no, it means the baddie misses completely and runs out the door. Excellent.
So I'm just gonna go to the combat page quickly because I think they cover it.
No, it says that on page 167. The enemy runs away. Great.
Do a riddles roll for me, or persuade.
Yeah, that's right. Roll persuade.
Okay, so there's a surprise test. There's being ambushed, ambush enemies, situation, a fix of initiative, throwing a weapon, stance, more enemies and heroes, attack rolls, heroes. Yeah. There we go.
Lawmaster turn.
Yeah, so page 117. What page did you say I should check? Wasn't it 117? Or 177?
Yeah, 177, yeah.
Yeah, so this is page
Just double
177.
checking now for Lawmaster turn.
So... And just to remind you guys, you have a feature called Knockback, which you guys can do. So you can half the damage that you would have taken, but then you lose your next turn.
Yeah, that's right.
So you kind of soak it, and you take half the damage, but you lose your next turn.
That's right, yes.
So I believe this is what it is. I don't think it's different for enemies.
No, it doesn't look like it for enemies, no. We get to add our damage.
So it says add attacker's damage rating. So
Yeah. Was there a separate for the bite, and then was there like a
yeah, the bite is 3. And
treated as a weapon with...
the weapon is 3, edge is 10, injury is 14, and called shot is pierced. So I reckon it's 3 plus 3.
Yeah.
Add attacker's damage rating. So that is the damage rating is 3. So it's it's basically doubled, and then if you get a great extraordinary success, it's tripled. Alright, so
yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
alright, so Mark, you are taking 6 damage, and you can do knockback if you like, which halves that, but then you don't get attacked the next turn.
Okay, what other options do I have?
That's it.
You just take 6 points of damage.
Take the 6 points or take 3.
Oh, man. How much HP do you have?
That's your
It's the
endurance.
How much
That's
endurance do you have?
Starting 25?
Oh yeah, cool. So 25, that'll only knock you down to 19.
So just change that. If you roll a 10 more on an enemy, you add its attribute. You add its attribute to damage.
Can I just take it on?
Let me just see quickly. If you roll a 10 more on an enemy, you add its attribute to the damage. Thanks, buddy. Rhodes 42, you coming into the rescue. So you add its attribute, so it's the same. It's 3 anyways. So it's all good. So it's still 6, but thanks for that, man. It helps. Alright, so Mark, you or Galantha, you want to take 6 damage to your endurance, or just 3?
Yeah.
And take 6. So
I'm
just
gonna-
minus that
no,
from your
I'm-
sheet.
I'm gonna take full damage, so I'll be deducted. 6? Was it 6?
Yeah. Just take
Yeah.
that from your sheet. So I'll explain to you how this looks. So essentially, this warg is not drooling; it's dropping like black tar, but it's red blood just dripping from its muzzle where you've sliced it, and its muscles on its back are actually quivering because it's like really wrecked from that axe blow to the back. So it's actually like you can see its legs are ready to buckle, but this thing is vicious and just goes straight for sort of Galanthia's sort of his leading leg, and just sort of just digs that one bottom tooth and the top part of the jaw straight into the leg, and it nearly rips your kneecap right off, but it doesn't.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, so Jadal.
So, no, Galanthia, do you attack first?
He does. He
Oh, okay.
does. He does.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll again.
So you have one additional D6 you can add to your attack during this battle. I'm just telling
So
you.
slash.
And either you can use it, but Mark did get it. So I don't know how that works. Can Mark give it to somebody? Can Mark give it
You choose to, yeah, or he can just use it himself.
Okay. All right. Let's see how you roll, and you can
They'll
just.
get stuck in.
Do you have to use it with the roll, or can you add it to your roll afterwards?
I think you can choose to add it afterwards. Let me double check. That's the assign advantage. A bonus success dice. doesn't tell me. Let me have a look under the roll itself. Target number. Rolling attack, range attack. Attribute bonus. No, that's the.
I'm just doing a GM roll here in the background while you help me out with that. Hope you don't mind me leaving that with you. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's alright, man.
I'm just checking something. Okay. Rhodes 42 coming to the rescue. You have to declare it beforehand.
It does, okay.
Yeah. I think we're going to name Rhodes 42 the man of the match.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to check. Yeah. Alright. Mute here quickly. Alright, so. Yeah, alright, cool. Thanks for that, buddy. Right, so that is over to you. Mark, you have to declare it. Glanthia, you have to declare it beforehand. So do you want to? You've got 1 in sword, so you can roll /roll 2 if you like, and spend that 1 additional battle. I'm going to keep helping you guys on the first. Well, I'm going to let you leave. I'm going to take the training wheels off at this point. You guys are on your own.
Cool.
What?
Yeah, let's
what
do
is
it.
the 2 for? What is the 2 for?
That's how many d6 you can roll. So if you have a 2 in, you've got a 1 in sword. You don't have a 2.
Yeah.
You've got a 1.
Yeah.
But if you want to roll additional d6, because for every number you got next to your sword, that's 1 additional d6 you get to roll. So you've got sword 1. So you roll a d12, your feat die, and you roll 1 additional d6 because you've got 1 in sword. If you want to roll an additional d6, you spend that 1 that you earned right in the beginning when we did a battle roll. You gained an advanced dice. So you can add that to your roll at any point. Just one time. It's a one-time thing. That's you exhaust it. You spend it. That's just one use. You want to use it now?
Yeah.
All right. So /roll 2 in campaign content. Target number.
Yeah.
Target number. What was the target number again? 14.
Oh no, it's 14.
Oh, no.
Damn.
So you want to spend hope?
Spend a point.
Yeah.
Just take that off your sheet for me, and then we're going to add your
Your
body.
Yep.
Your body, so that is 8. So it's 21.
Nice.
So I'll deduct 1 at hope, right?
Okay. So your weapon does your sword. Just scroll up. Is that 5?
5? Yeah.
5.
5, yeah.
5 damage, and he didn't get the edge on his sword is 10, and he didn't get that. So it's just 5. Alright. So that does eliminate the swag. Mark, you want to describe the killing blow? Or Galanthia?
So with a kneecap, I took like a roll, and with one swift movement just sliced open the stomach of the lord. Out came the insides and all.
Excellent.
Nice. So much to the point that Galanthia just sort of like brings the blade up almost to a triumphant pose above his head as this warg's gut just starts pulling apart, and it actually pulls apart right across through the face, and it kind of flops with part of it sort of hanging to the side. You nearly sliced it in half. So right through its skull, its whole face, its gut, its chest cavity is half of it slumped to the side. You've actually split it open. And this foul black sort of almost like spores, sort of just linger there for a bit, and then some it settles slowly, and some fresh air sort of sucks it out of the prancing pony, but it smells. It smells. Okay. When you guys were talking earlier to Vataba, Jadal got. I'm just going to scroll up to our rolls quickly. So, yeah. Alright, so Galantha successfully managed to eavesdrop. Okay, so that, and he didn't get a great success on that, he just managed to succeed on that. Okay. And then Jadal, you managed to use persuasion. You didn't get a great success on that either.
It wasn't impressive with me before. Cool.
Okay. Alright, I want to just do a quick roll just to see something. Okay, you don't. Alright, so the innkeep, the bartender, just gonna go up to my GM notes, and his name was Percy. Alright, so I'm just gonna write his name here. Okay. Alright. So Percy's a bit of his true character comes out in a situation like this, and it shakes him at the core, and you get to see what he's made out of, and all that he reveals is at face value. He's just this regular guy. He didn't flee. He didn't stand up and join the fight. He proved that he lived up to his stereotype. He was just a regular bartender, and at that side of the dead wog, is there Butterbird's obviously going to come up to Galantha and just with these big sausage fingers slaps you on the back and just says, "Well done, son," and he just laughs, holding his gut, because he knows you're a Mirkwood elf, and the reality is, I think, Mark, how old is your Mirkwood elf?
I'm not sure with like elven years, but it's more like a young adult.
Young adult.
In human years, he would be like.
All right, can I help you with this
22.
quickly? I want to do a percentile dice check for you quickly just to see how old you are. Mirkwood elf is. So I don't want that dice. That's not the dice. Yeah. Probably between 100 and 1,000. I can't remember. Anyways, I'm gonna roll for you. So basically, we're looking at a figure between 100 and 1,000. How old you are, and I'll verify that later. So that's that, and then I'll roll this one. Dude, if you end up being 1,000 years old, that'll be hilarious.
Adventuring age between 100 and 500.
Okay, there you go. So 258 years old. So he slaps you in the back and he says, "Well done, son," but you're actually 258 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you look more vibrant and youthful than he does. And to his surprise, when he slaps your back, you don't even really flinch forward. You are so rooted in the ground that in his laugh, there's a little bit of surprise in his eyes, just a little bit shocked. All right, so he signals to Percy to he points to the warg, and he stops looking at Percy, and he just kind of flicks his hand like, do away with this, please. And he just shouts out to everyone, a round of beers on me, and the music starts playing, and everyone he's trying to get the mood back up as Percy's sort of dragging by the tail.
Everywhere.
Yeah, this warg, it's kind of like flipping and flapping left and right as he's dragging it over the wooden floor and down the little crevice and steps outside, and it's just a streak of blood behind it, and it's black and it stinks. And these people are just jamming away on with their musical instruments, and they started playing again. And Butterbur says, I believe, basically, he says, like, I believe you were looking for this high elf.
High elf. Yeah.
Perhaps we can help each other. And he shows you the letter. He says, like, he deems that you're somebody he can trust now. And he turns over to Jadal, who's kind of resumed his position that he was in earlier, behind Butterbur's shoulder, eavesdropping once again. And he kind of says that he's got this letter and he needs it deciphered. And the Rangers aren't frequenting the Prancing Pony for several weeks now, because they're inspecting dark business up in Angmar. Perhaps you can try to find this high elf, and for your own cause, perhaps he can see to your bow, and perhaps he can translate this letter of 1 of 3, and Butterbur gives you the name of 2 other people, because all post comes through Prancing Pony, and Butterbur says that he can see Bjorn's stamp on there, and he suggests that he's seen 2 other letters come through these parts, and he shares with you their names. So first of all, the high elf you're looking for, his name's Malin. Maelin. And Butterbur explains that he's currently he came to Butterbur's kind of waves his hand around. He says he came to Breland too, and he's kind of second guessing if he should share this information. He's like, don't worry. Malin can tell you all about it. But he's essentially just filling in as the captain of the guard at the moment. Very few people around here see him. He's basically keeps to himself. He roams at night, and he's just assisting the general guard of Breland while the other captain of the guard is absent. And he's going to tell you now where to find him, and then additionally he's going to say who the other 2 letters were addressed to. So I'm just going to scroll up to, once again, that 3rd map of Breland. So there's Watchtower number 3. Alright, so he says that Malin is out there on the skirts at the Watchtower. He normally is there. You will only find him there at nighttime. So just under the stars, that's when you'll see him. No one else generally in Bree are aware of him. He tries not to disturb the peace and cause a ruckus, and he is there on his own business, which that'll be his discretion to disclose. And the other 2 people, the letters that are addressed to 2 other people, is there is a dwarf from the Blue Mountains. He's named Vidar, and he's actually quite young for a dwarf. He's 22 years old. He's just this young dwarf. It's quite a rare sight. And he came to collect a similar letter early in the week. So you might need to go ask around in Bree to see if you can find out. Maybe he's still in Bree. Hopefully he hasn't left. And I'm gonna do a roll quickly just to see which of the other ones you guys has the letter. Good. Alright, that's it. Alright. So the other letter was addressed to Gormadok Brownlock. He's, in his 30s. He's this male hobbit from the Shire. He's one of the elders, but he warns you that this chap's quite arrogant. So good luck with that. And he chuckles to himself, and he kind of walks off to himself. And then as he's busy walking off, he turns around and he says, "Oh, by the way, to Galantia, help yourself to one of the rooms. And you know what, guys? Take the rooms on the top floor. They're yours." Hey. And I'm gonna leave the session at that.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, guys. You guys are legends.
That's fantastic. Thanks, man.
You guys, that was my first time GMing the One Ring. Second time ever GMing, so thank you very much.
Oh, really, dude? You kicked it. That was really impressive, man.
First time ever, too.
Legend. Well done, Mark.
First experience.
So
yeah, nice one, guys.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for all the...
Cool. Yeah, really enjoyable to listen to you.
Oh, brilliant.
Cool, that's good. Well, I'm an old fart. I've been doing this for many, many years, and you were awesome, man. So nicely done. Thanks.
Thanks.